I got hit by a car, right? And I had this choice where, I was so mad about where I was. Let's just talk about how can you win? 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's where that came into my life, is that I just started to take action when others wouldn't. The winning formula in line, it's clarity plus consistent action plus time. Be clear on what you want, go after it, repeated action, and then give it the time to manifest into the life that you truly desire. All right, let's go. If you're tired of not feeling fit, tired just not having a focus, tired just not having a life that you desire, this is your place to be. I'm Jason Yarusi. Today, let's just talk about how can you win? There's so many times in life we just feel beaten down. We feel we're always a step behind, or just that we're never going to be able to keep up or get ahead or do these great things that everyone else is doing. We're assuming that most people who are winning, they're luckier, smarter, more talented, or just they have this perfect strategy, or they just know how to get after it and do it. Well, it's not everything. I mean, winning, it's becoming this person who consistently does what others won't do long enough just to get the result that you want. Simply put, it's just most people give up right when they're just getting traction, or they just never get started. There's that point in life where you have to go out there and expose yourself to the options at hand and just take the risk. But that winning framework, right? It really just starts with waking up. Most people, they're asleep, and it's not like you're physically sleeping. It's just like mentally you're drifting through life and you're just not even reacting to what's ahead of you. You're going through the motions. You're just really saying, oh, I guess this is what it is. And so you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's just really starting to get back this level of awareness, asking yourself, where am I right now? Am I happy with where I am? What is working? What isn't working? What excuses am I telling myself about why I actually can't get out there and win? You can't win a game if you just don't understand how you're playing. Your moment that in my time, I got hit by a car, right? And I had this choice where, I was so mad about where I was. I hated my job. I just hated everything I was. I got hit by this car, and lo and behold, I'm in the hospital, and all I'm thinking about is I have to get out of the hospital to go back to this job that I don't want to be at so I can make money, right, for rent. And just that level of awareness, it just put in my mind like, okay, that's the foolish or most stupid thing I've ever thought, because all I'm doing is complaining about what I have. And now after this thing where luckily I didn't get killed, I want to get back to exactly where it is. You have to just think about it. Right? I had this moment of awareness saying, okay, well, listen, if that's the case, then I just have to be okay with what I have and stop complaining, or I have to do something different. And that's it, right? You have this choice where you don't have to wait for this horrific thing to happen, that you have to make an intentional choice to take action, because winners move. And it's not perfect, right? It's not like the next steps I take, like everything magically transformed and here I am today. No, I just started doing things. I started doing things that were just really completely in the opposite of what I was doing, right? Stop doing what you are doing and start doing this, right? Don't stay out at late night. Stop drinking at the end of the night. Get up and work out in the morning, right? It's not that it has to be perfect. It's not that you have to have this full confidence, because you don't have the confidence if you haven't tried before, right? And you don't need all the answers. You just have to simply move and get started. And that's the gap between successful people and unsuccessful people, is usually just the level of action. If you ask someone who has been successful, there has been a level of just ongoing action that they've taken. And they're asking yourself, what's the next step? What can I do today? What conversations am I avoided, right? And that's where 4, 3, 2, 1, go, right? Getting up at this part, 4:32. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's where that came into my life, is that I just started to take action when others wouldn't, right? And I wasn't even judging myself against them. I was judging myself against myself, because for many years I had told myself, well, tomorrow. But as in the Rocky movie, there is no tomorrow. There's only right now. Because if you tell your story to yourself long enough, you'll find every excuse, every reason, everything that you have of why you can't do it. And you'll put it off until put it off, because you keep telling yourself that if you give it till tomorrow, then you'll be ready, then you'll have the confidence. But again, get back. It doesn't have to be about perfection or even having the confidence or even having all the answers. It's just about you getting started. And next, you never have to miss twice. People fail because they think perfection is required. Again, it isn't. Consistency, it just is what it takes. It beats the intensity. Everyone's going to miss workouts, but don't miss 2 days in a row. Everyone's going to make mistakes, but don't make that same mistake again. Everyone's going to have bad days. Try not to string 2 bad days in a row. The difference between winners is they don't let a bad decision rule them. And they also don't let the bad choices become their lifestyle. You have to break the mold. You miss once, that's normal. You miss twice, absolutely dangerous. You miss 3 times, you're doing it to yourself, self-sabotage. You miss 3 times and, well, it might just become your identity. But if you make it once and you miss it once and you get right back on and learn from that mistake, that's where the masters and that's where the winning really comes in hand. You have to navigate this resistance, right? You have to look at it and say, because as you get more fit, right? Or as you do things longer, right? The workouts get hard. The business, there's hard days in the business. Your marriage, it's not perfect. It's not that every day is going to be magical. Parenting, it's tough, right? You're faced on things of learning to be a parent while your kids are learning to be kids. Resistance, it's not a sign that you're losing. It's just that it's proof that you're moving forward. Just don't quit when the resistance appears. Understand that as a winner, you have to expect it's coming. Right now, you can basically ask yourself, what challenge am I currently avoiding? And what's the discomfort in my life, right? That if I just embraced it instead of trying to reject it and put my hands up and try and push it back, if I just embraced it, what that challenge and that resistance, what could it build within me? These scoreboards are very easy to look at and say, oh, it sounds good for others, but you can keep your own scoreboard, right? Your health. How's your energy? How's your strength, your discipline, your relationships? Are you present? Are you absolutely present? Are you being a leader in your own life and within your family? And are you staying connected for a purpose? Are you having an impact? Are you creating growth or just contribution in this world? And a lot of people, they think that financially is the only scoreboard. But ultimately, you can be a winner in all buckets that are money and a loser everywhere else. That's not winning. That's trading. The winning formula in line, it's clarity plus consistent action plus time. Be clear on what you want. Go after it, repeated action, and then give it the time to manifest into the life that you truly desire. Everyone wants shortcuts. Winning, it's not complicated, but it does take time. It does take you. Know what you want, do the work, stay in the game, and just stay in the game longer than everyone else. Imagine it 10 years from now, you walk yourself into a room. Would you be proud of the decisions that person has made based on the traction you're on today? And if the answer is no, well, right now, start to change, start to do winning habits, take action to put yourself on the destination that you want to be. Maybe not tomorrow, but in the future, the you looking back is going to be grateful for what you did today. All right, that's what I have for you today. I'm Jason Yarusi. That's the winning way. Let's do this.